kitchen. My name is Gwen Limon. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a delicious and also simple recipe for you to recreate and honestly personalize. If you're a granola fan, I think you're going to like this recipe because more than likely you probably have some of these ingredients already on hand inside your kitchen. Let me go ahead and move you guys here to make sure you guys got the great angle. But if it's your first time here into my live stream, make sure that you let me know that. Also comment with me. That's the beauty of these live streams is they're live. So you're able to interact with me, answer questions, and all of that. So again, if you're new here, welcome on in. Again, my name is Gwen Limon. I'm the creator behind SimpliDished. I primarily share here on YouTube recipes for you that are going to be simple for you to make, not a whole lot of ingredients, and they're going to be also very tasty and also plant forward. So if that's your thing, definitely make sure if you're new here to not only comment and also give this a like so you can see this in your algorithm more often, but also take a moment to also subscribe to the channel. I have tons of recipes that I'm sharing here for absolutely freaking free for you. So I hope that you'll enjoy this. But let's go and get started right into this recipe. For this, you're going to only need one mixing bowl. We're going to throw everything inside and make it personalized. So if you have questions along the way, or if you're looking for this recipe, I will be making sure that everything is going to be linked for you in the description, which I did beforehand. But if you have questions in between, let me know. Everything's going to be in the caption for you to be able to do this recipe for yourself. There's a few ingredients that you're going to go ahead and need. One item that you're going to need, like I said, is going to be the mixing bowl. We're going to get started with this right away. We're going to go ahead and use some oats. I'm using some old-fashioned oats. I have tested this recipe if you happen to have them on hand with quick oats. So if you do have those, grab them. This recipe for granola is going to work either way. I just happen to have, like I said, old-fashioned oats. Nothing super fancy here. We're going to go ahead and measure this out. And if you see me looking over here to the sides, because I have my recipe over to the side to make sure I'm not missing anything. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and add in our oats. We're going to measure out 3 cups worth of oats. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now, what I went ahead and already did ahead of time is go ahead and put on my oven. For the oven, you're going to have it at 350 degrees. Go ahead and preheat that oven so that way when you're making this and combining it, your oven is ready for it to just literally go right on over there, okay? We're going to drop in our oats. Now, the next ingredient is going to be optional for you at this stage, which is going to be adding in your nuts. Personally, I'm going to be making a base for you guys for today, which is going to be the base of what it is. We can add in the nuts, the chocolate, and all that afterwards. So if you're wanting an oatmeal, a granola, if I could speak here, if you're wanting a granola that's going to have the nuts, I personally like to add them kind of at the end. And I also usually separate it out because my son, he's not a fan of nuts. So if you're not a fan of nuts either, totally okay. But if you are wanting to kind of make this, hi there, welcome on in. Ciao to you as well. If you're wanting to get the base of this, follow along, okay? So if you're just joining, we have 3 cups worth of rolled oats in here. You can use rolled oats or you can also use old-fashioned oats for this particular recipe. We're then going to go ahead and add in our brown sugar. I have not tested this with light brown sugar, but honestly, they're just the same. Dark brown sugar is pretty much sweeter for this recipe, so I would say you could also use it as well. So again, we got our old-fashioned oats in there. We're going to go ahead and measure out 1/3 cups worth of maple syrup. And we're also going to add in our brown sugar here. Again, everything is going to be listed down in the description. So if you're wanting to recreate this particular recipe, the beauty of granola, in my opinion, is you can make it whatever you want. I have some ingredients that I'm going to share with you guys once we get this cooking, like our chocolate chips. We have coconut, almonds, you name it. We can kind of personalize it the way that we want it, okay? So if you are here and you're watching this on the live stream, let me know where you're visiting from and seeing this live stream, because I always like to see where you guys are kind of seeing it, because that's the beauty of social media. So if you're seeing it on the live, definitely let me know where you're seeing this. If you're seeing this on the replay, let me know where you're also seeing this, okay? Because I like to kind of see where am I being pushed out to. I'm in Southern California. It's a nice sunny morning. You can see behind my window here. It's a nice sunny morning. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day to all the daddies that are out there. Hope you had a chill day. Okay, let's get our brown sugar. We need 1/4 cup worth of brown sugar. Like I said, if you have light sugar, brown sugar, you can also use that here. Make sure it is nice and packed. That's one of the things I will say. See how I'm pushing it in? Just like that, okay? Dump that on in. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in our salt. We're gonna add in 3/4 teaspoons worth of salt. Today, I'm gonna be using a sea salt for today's recipe. If you have a regular table salt, you can do that as well. There's 1, 2, and 3. 3/4 of the sea salt. We're also gonna add in some cinnamon. If I could talk this morning. We're gonna add in some cinnamon as well. I'm gonna be using a Saigon cinnamon for today. If you have a regular cinnamon, totally fine. I like cinnamon quite a bit, so I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons worth of cinnamon. We're gonna toss that in. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in, let me look over here at my notes, we're gonna add in our wet ingredients. So you can see I added in everything that was dry. Let me get this nice and close so you guys can kind of see what we're doing here. When you have the brown sugar in here, one of the things that I will say is sometimes you'll find like little clumps that are in there. It's okay. Kind of use your spoon or your spatula to give it a mix and to break it up. Okay? Just like that. Break it up. What are we making, JT? Today we are making some homemade granola. Okay? We're going to be making some granola. Now, I don't know about you, but things are starting to get kind of pricey around there. So sometimes making the stuff homemade, one is going to be a little bit less expensive because you can have a whole lot more. Like this is great value, okay? I'm in Southern California. I got that at my local Walmart, quite affordable. I don't need any name brand stuff here. I'm keeping it pretty basic. You probably already have salt and cinnamon, obviously, in your pantry. Vanilla as well. Coconut oil, that's also what we're going to be using, and some maple syrup. So it doesn't take a whole lot as far as to make it, but it honestly, it tastes really good, and it's, again, customizable to what you want and what's comfortable for your home. Okay, so we went ahead and combined everything. I was just kind of looking through here, making sure we got all those chunks, which we did. Now, again, use that spoon to do what you need to do. To break up that clumpiness sometimes of the brown sugar. Next, we're gonna get our coconut oil. Now here comes my big honking coconut oil. This coconut oil is an organic one. If you can spend a little extra coins and get the organic, good. If you can't, again, totally fine. You can also use just a regular coconut oil. This is obviously Kirkland brand. Got it at my local Costco. We're gonna use a separate spoon here, not the one we just used for mixing our stuff up. We're gonna use it for our coconut oil, okay? I don't even think I even opened this one up because it's, oh, I did open it up. I was like, I know, I thought I did, but I wasn't sure. We're gonna put in our coconut oil. Now this, if you never worked with it, you'll kind of see like there's this little bit of oil in there. It's totally okay. It's still good, okay? This is gonna save you quite a bit. I like to cook with it with a lot of different my recipes as far as sometimes sauteing my veggies, sometimes doing it obviously like for my homemade granola. So many different options for you, but again, be smart, be efficient, especially in today's economy, okay? I got 6 of you in here. If you could do me a favor, okay? If you're enjoying this, which I hope you are thus far, okay? Give me and smash that like, okay? Give me a little like so that way we can get more people in here in this live stream to learn about cooking, because we all need to obviously eat. And I'm also about making it on a budget. So if you're about that, smash it, okay? Smash it for me. I'd appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get our coconut oil. We're going to go ahead and measure this right over, okay, our container so we don't make a big old stinking mess here. I'm using 1/3 of coconut oil. Now, what I'm going to do, you see I'm kind of smoothing it out, right? Like that. Try not to make a mess there. What I'm going to do is add this actually for 30 seconds in the microwave. I like to make sure that it is nice and smooth. You're not going to want to add it when it's like this, okay? You don't, because it's not in its liquid state. Now, 1/3, we're going to add that in to our microwave for 30 seconds. We're going to melt that. While we do that, we're going to clean up this mess, and then we're going to add in our maple syrup, and we're also going to add in our vanilla. So let me go and put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. Give me a quick second because I got to shuffle over here, my friends. All right, so that's going. We're going to go in and measure out our maple syrup. Now, this is another thing I will say. If you can get a pure maple syrup, this is an organic maple syrup. Can you use other maple syrups? Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in using what you got, and if that's within your budget to spend a little extra and get organic, fantastic. If it's not in your budget, totally fine. Can you still make this recipe and enjoy it? Abso-freaking-lutely. We're gonna add in 1/3 cup also of our maple syrup. Now, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I add a little bit extra. To this, sometimes I do 2/3 worth. Add in that maple syrup. Add a little more. We're gonna make it a little bit more sweet, okay? Next, we're gonna add in, obviously, that was our microwave for the coconut oil. So let's grab that, okay? Next, we're gonna add in our vanilla, okay? Let's see. Damn, that coconut jar is huge. We sell a massive portion. Yes, this is huge. Where are you seeing me at, JT, if you don't mind sharing? This is huge. This is at Costco, okay? I like to buy it in bulk when I can to save some money. And yes, us Americans, we got big old freaking portions around here. Let's go ahead and add in our coconut oil. See how it's nice and liquefied like that? That's how we want it, okay? Now I'm going to go and grab a spatula at this point because while this is warm, honestly, you want to take the Australia. Welcome, welcome. You're going to want to mix this quite quickly, okay? Now you'll see everything's kind of coming together. Can you guys see that? Good. Thanks for sharing, JT. Do you guys have Costco in Australia? JT, let me know. Again, this is why I like to share with you guys ideas personally around recipes. I know that different parts of the world is going to see this live stream, right? And see this video once it is actually uploaded to my SimpliDished YouTube channel, okay? I realize that. So I know everybody has different budgets. You may not have access to certain things. So I always, for the most part, in my descriptions will share with you, hey, substitute it with this. If you don't have this, use that. Okay, like today I'm using the Saigon cinnamon. Maybe you don't have access to Saigon cinnamon, but you're like, hey, Gwen, I still want to make your recipe. Then go ahead and use just the regular ground cinnamon. You can totally do that. I wish you guys could smell this. I'll give you guys a virtual smell. See how beautiful it's getting already? It smells so stinking good. So stinking good. Okay, add that in. And you see I'm kind of breaking it up and I'm going along my sides here to make sure that everything is nice and combined. I want to make sure all that brown sugar, all that cinnamon, all that goodness, all the coconut oil is all in there, okay? Now here's the thing, when you're making this, I'm going to warn you, your house is going to smell freaking amazing. It's going to smell amazing. You already want to probably eat it at this point. Once you start mixing it up at this point, you're like, I want it now, but try to hold on, okay? Hey there, EA's Loves Life. Hey, how you doing, EA? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Today we're doing some granola. We are doing some granola here on YouTube. We got our silicone tray that is out. If you do not have a silicone tray for your baking sheet, totally fine. You can see this gets a lot of good use. I even had to Google it if there's a Costco in Australia. Not as popular in America. Really, JT? Well, hey, we're all learning here. If you don't have it, then go ahead and just check at your local store that you have. You don't need this huge of a coconut oil, but I totally have it. So, because I use it quite a bit and I want to save some coins. So this I want to say was like almost $8, okay? $8. Now in the grocery store, I do have a smaller one that I've gotten. It is usually like I said, today we're using great value, okay? No knocking, no name brand stuff. If you can do that, great. I like to get stuff. Some stuff that I get and I share is going to be name brand items. Sometimes it's not going to be name brand food. I'm all about the budget, okay? I'm all about the budget and trying to keep it within the budget. And so I realize that that's also a thing for a lot of my people that follow me is they're like, hey girl, I want some good food, but I also need to save some coins, okay? I'm about that too. Let's scoot this out the way. I'm using a silicone tray here, baking tray. If you do not have one of these, totally fine. I'm still spraying it, as you can see, quite liberally because I don't want any of that granola to get stuck. If you do not have one of these, then that's okay. You're going to want to use a parchment paper, okay? Parchment paper, go ahead and make sure that if you do it that way, you lay out the parchment paper and you want it to kind of hang off the sides, at least to the brim, off to the sides this much. And the reason being is you're going to want to make sure that you can actually tuck the parchment paper together. So that way it makes it easy for you to go ahead and take out later, which you'll see, okay? we got our granola. It's in there, smelling good. Like I said, try your best. Try your best, my friends, to not go crazy at this point because you're going to want to eat it. You're going to want to eat it and your house is going to smell good. I'm just forewarning you. Don't tell me, you know, when you bake cookies or when you're baking some banana bread or something and the house is smelling freaking amazing and you're like, you can't wait and you're anxious. It's okay. You got to at least wait 10 minutes, okay? We're going to cook this 10 minutes on one side, 10 minutes on the other. So you're going to rotate this granola. Take your back of your spatula, smooth it out. Let me get you nice and close. Smooth it out like that. And don't leave any chunks, okay? Smooth it out, just like that. Let's see, you had to Google it. Yeah, I got some and you use a lot, JT. I know, coconut oil, I feel like most people don't use it as often, or I don't hear a lot of people using it. I like coconut oil to cook with. I also cook with a lot of my recipes with avocado oil. It can be a little bit more pricey. That's why I personally like to try to get it at my local Costco because, man, I'm a family of 5 now. I just had a baby here 5 months ago. And so, man, and I got my other 2 kids. So we eat a lot around here. I got to have big sizes, you know? So I try to stay where I can. Get all the way to that corner. You see how I'm taking still, pressing down and smoothing it out. Okay. Oh, this smells so good. I can't stop saying it because it just smells so freaking good. Okay, make sure you don't have any stragglers in your bowl. Scoop it out. Okay? Make sure you get it all out. You don't want none of that. Now, this does stay or does keep in the refrigerator if you want to put it in the refrigerator. If you want to keep it at room temperature, which is usually what I do because it does not really last that long, I put it in a Ziploc bag and this will stay for quite a while, at least a week or 2. Okay, so if you're wanting to make this in batches and make different versions of it, this is going to, again, be your base as far as for the granola. We're going to pop this in the oven. Again, we're going to cook this at 350 degrees. We're going to put it in for 10 minutes. Then once that 10 minutes is up, you're going to go ahead and see me. I'm going to rotate it and you're going to see it's going to start to bubble and kind of get like these crystal bits all around it, which is so freaking good. You're going to toss it again and then we're going to throw it in for another 10 minutes or so. Here's the thing though, you're going to want to keep an eye on it because obviously I say 10 minutes. However, sometimes you're going to want to pop in on the second set of 10 minutes to make sure it's not overcooking. Each oven is going to obviously be different. My oven will be different from your oven. So keep that in mind. Keep it in with a grain of salt as far as time goes when you're cooking. Okay. Throw this in for 10 minutes into our oven. It goes. Now, during that time, couple of things that you can do. All right. Obviously for this particular recipe, as I mentioned at the beginning of it, you can customize it. This is going to be the basic portion of the granola. But if you're wanting to add in nuts, if you're going to want to add in any thing like that, this is when you're going to obviously chop up those ingredients. So we are going to add in some nuts today. I have a whole bunch of nuts that my husband likes, which is going to be almonds, as well as some walnuts. Okay, let me know. Do you guys have a favorite type of granola? Fun fact, granola was invented in 1863 by James Caleb Jackson. It was the first, and it was first called granola. Shortly after, Kellogg's came out with their own version. Awesome. Jackson sued, and they changed it to granola. Wow. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing that. I see, that's the beauty. I love live streams is you guys not only are interacting with me in real time, but we also get different knowledge. That's the beauty of also, I feel like food and cultures. There's so many different versions to things. And so I always encourage you, again, make it comfortable for your home. This is what my recipe is. And I'm hoping to encourage you to also try to make some of these recipes at home for you to enjoy with your family, right? But every family is going to be different. Like I said earlier, my son absolutely hates nuts. Not that he's allergic to nuts. He just doesn't like nuts, and that's okay. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're like my son and you're like, I like the granola chunks and pieces so I can enjoy it in my smoothie. But Gwen, I'm not a fan of having, you know, all that at once. Maybe you're like that. And that just reminds me, I need to set my timer. Alexa, set me a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
All right. You guys heard me. I set the timer. We got to keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it at home as well when you're making it, because again, that second set of 10 minutes, once we rotate it, you got to keep an eye because man, I've gotten busy and sometimes I'm like, oh, did I remember to set my second timer? And I didn't. And then it's like smelling good in my house, but a little crispy in my house. And then it's not so good. Today, again, we're going to be using walnuts. We're also going to be doing almonds. I just took about a handful worth of nuts here because, again, I'm going to use half of it to be our basic vanilla type flavor. Oh, that just reminded me. Did I put vanilla? I think we did. Basic type of, I had to think real quick, y'all. I get on live streams and start talking, and then sometimes I'm like, did I even remember to put that in? It happens. We're human, right? But we're going to be putting in our nuts. If you're going to want to use this with all nuts and you're a nut fan, go ahead and get all different types of nuts and seeds that you want. We're going to add those nuts at the very end of it once it cools down. Again, this is the hard part. You're going to cook it for the 10 minutes. Everything's going to be starting smelling really good. And then you're going to want to freaking eat it real quick. Hold on. Take a little taste if you need to and enjoy it. But then you're going to want to add your nuts once they're kind of cooled down a little bit, okay? Which I encourage you to taste it while you go. We're going to go ahead and spread out our nuts, and we're just going to kind of roughly chop these. They don't have to be any certain kind of way. If you want them to be thinner or thicker, obviously it's up to you, your preference, okay? If you guys have any questions, definitely drop it in the chat for me. I'd love to answer any questions you have. Or is there a recipe that you guys would like to see next on the next live stream? Let me know, because I'm here to help serve you guys as much as I can with what knowledge I have as far as when it comes to cooking. And maybe you're like, hey, I'd love to see this recipe cooked live. I am trying to get more live streams in, definitely here on YouTube. So if that's your thing and you want to kind of catch me live, I definitely encourage you to, if you're not already, subscribe on over here at SimpliDished on my channel. So that way you can see, you know, those live streams and it will be actually notifying it. Will you be uploading this onto your YouTube? Yes, I will. So this will be a saved YouTube. See that nut jumping around here? This will be a saved YouTube. So if you are here live and you're like, hey, I want to make sure if you can't stay the whole time, totally fine. I get it. We're busy. We got busy stuff to do. But the information will be listed in the description for you to be able to have the actual recipe itself. And I'm going to tie it over to my actual SimpliDished.com. So if you're looking for more recipes, you're kind of bored with the recipes you got, you're like, girl, I need some simple recipes that aren't going to cost me like a fortune, and I need them to be delicious and tasty, then you're in the right spot. I'm glad that YouTube went ahead and pushed you on over to my kitchen, okay? Because you're welcomed here. Now, I have primarily vegan, plant-based recipes that are going to be focused on getting those plants in, getting these nuts in, getting those legumes in, getting that tofu in, okay? With the flavor though, okay? If you're into that, like I said, you're in the right spot, okay? Watch your fingers when you're doing these nuts too. You see, I'm like chatting with you and kind of looking at the chat to make sure I'm not missing nobody because I don't want to miss you guys. But yes, everything will be loaded there. I do have a lot of different videos that are already uploaded here onto my YouTube channel, primarily in a short form. So if you're looking for a quick recipe for something, or a salsa, or, you know, a drink or whatnot, or smoothie, we're gonna be doing some smoothies because obviously it's warming up. I'm in Southern California. It is hot, y'all. I'm like pulling the hair back, got my hair curls back because it's a hot day. And I know it's warming up everywhere. We're almost going into summer. So I'm honestly thinking about, and let me know if this is something you guys would like to see, whether you're here live or you're catching this on the replay. I would like to try to share some more recipes that are around kind of raw vegan, like smoothies, smoothie bowls, recipes that don't require you heating something up. Obviously today we're using the oven to do our granola. But let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see, because I'm honestly diving into that a little bit more and testing recipes right now as it relates to more of a raw vegan lifestyle. Am I going to go completely raw at this moment? I don't think so, but I do know that I feel good, especially when I'm like doing walking, I'm exercising and whatnot more. It makes me feel good. So if that's also something you're wanting to do, then, you know, I'm here for it, and I'll do that with you as well. I was kind of on the fence, honestly, you guys. Can I be honest with you guys? Because we're hanging out. I was honestly thinking about doing a smoothie with you guys. Let me know if you guys want to see that. And I can do my smoothie while we wait for this granola. That is smelling so stinking good. I'm telling you, just when I make this, my kids like go crazy. They're like, is the granola ready yet? They don't want to eat it. I like sit it on my stovetop and they want to come like attack it. I'm like, you guys kind of need to wait for it to cool down, you know? I know it's tempting though because it has the house smelling so stinking good. Okay, you see I'm being very careful with these almonds here and these walnuts. I'm kind of just rough chopping them. I don't want them to be too thin. Okay. Again, let me know if you guys want to see that because I'm debating. I was like, do I put both granola and that we're doing a smoothie bowl? Because y'all, I'll be honest, I haven't had nothing yet this morning. I was kind of trying to do like a little bit of a fast this morning until almost 12 o'clock, and it's already 11:47 here in Southern California. So I was like, maybe we'll do that together because I kind of want it with my granola. I do. I'm like, ooh, maybe. Okay, let's chop that up. My kids are home obviously now for summer break, so I like to try to give them like good, healthy alternatives as far as when we're here for summertime. You know, a lot to cut. Yes, do the lazy way and blend it. I know, I totally could, right? I have food processors and everything else. I got my smoothie or my blender over there, my juicer over there. I just wanted to kind of do a rough chop. I was like, well, I don't have nothing else to do in between the time we're waiting for the 10 minutes. Alexa, how much time's on our timer?
You have 3 minutes.
All right, we got 3 minutes. See? That gives us good time. I was like, that gives us a little time to chit-chat and hang out, right? So I was like, we'll do the nuts. See? Nice and rough. I'm going to go over it probably one more time. See our nuts? They're looking good. Okay? Be careful when you're actually using the backs of your knife. You don't ever want to scrape your knife like that. I see a lot of people that do that. That's going to damage your knives. Hold on to it. You see how I'm kind of putting my hand flat? That's my technique. Everybody's going to have their own technique though. Don't come for me if that's not your technique. Okay? I never claim to be a professional, highly trained, highly skilled chef. What I am is someone who absolutely freaking loves to cook and has been in restaurants literally all my life since 5. My mom owned a restaurant and grew up in a restaurant. My mom was an avid cook and I learned a lot from her. So I say I'm an avid cook, which I am, you know? You gotta kind of have to play. And I like to develop my recipes, which are all my recipes, okay? Oh yeah, it's looking good. Good. A little chunky is how I like it. Just a little, okay? Looking good. We're going to drop it in here so that way when our granola is ready, we can go ahead and separate out the pieces that we're going to use for my son. Look how good that looks. We're going to drop that in there. And then we have the basic vanilla goodness that he's looking for. And then we have our other side, which is going to be honestly for the rest of the family. My husband, myself, and my daughter. We absolutely freaking love it with a little bit of the nuts, you know. But it is what it is. Maybe you're that person, like I said earlier, that doesn't like nuts. Maybe you're not a fan either. Let's go ahead and clean while we cook because I'm a big time component of cleaning while I cook because that's how I was raised. We're going to clean this off. We're going to take a look here in the oven. Drop that in the sink. Clean off our hands. Like I said, you guys are here in the kitchen with me. It smells so good. It smells so freaking good. Let's check it. Oh yeah. Woo! Obviously be very careful when you're doing this. I'm going to get me a silicone for my countertops so we don't blow up anything here. Woo! Okay. I took it a few seconds out, but as you can see, we're nice and crispy. Do you see that? Nice and crispy. Now we're going to obviously toss this very easily. Get you some little mitts. You see, I'm still kind of folding it in as I go. Let me move these nuts because all our hard work will go on the floor. Let's give this a toss. Now, at this point, what I also do is I like to taste it, okay? Always while you're cooking, you want to kind of taste it as you go and see if you need to add anything extra, okay? Let's toss this again. Now, if you want and you like, Alexa, turn off. See, I've done this enough times to know kind of like, okay, we're about at that time. Give it a taste. Don't burn your lips, obviously. Try not to. Give it a taste. Blow it, obviously, first. Don't burn your lip. Good. I feel like I need a pinch of salt. Okay. I don't think I added the vanilla. I'm like looking at vanilla and I was like, I don't think I measured out my vanilla. Y'all, I think I was talking and I forgot to add my vanilla, which is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to add it because it feels like that's what I missed. You're human though. It's okay. If you do that as well, add it at this stage. It's still not too late in the game to add it. I was talking, y'all, and I apologize, but we're correcting it now. Here we go. We're going to add in our vanilla. Can you hear that sizzle? Okay. Try not to burn yourself. That's what I was missing. It happens. It happens. Okay. You do the same and you're like, oops, I forgot. Add it in. Toss it. Careful on your sides. Now, since we added that vanilla, gently fold it in. Okay. Again, beauty of live streams. Something goes wrong, something drops, something you forget. We're going to do it together. We're going to get through it. Okay. See how that's already starting to create like a little bit of a chunk? If you like those chunky bits, you can leave them. That's totally fine. Okay. Smooth this out. Same thing. Use the backside of your spatula. We're going to smooth it out. I'm going to get it nice and close to you so you can see. Okay. Can you see? Nice and smoothly. Okay. Now you may be thinking like, Gwen, this is very basic. Why are you showing me such basic things? Because I realize that what may be basic for me may not be basic for you. Maybe you're like, you know what? I never knew how to make granola, or I don't know how to make this or that. Then I'm here to share it with you. Okay. We're all at different levels, no matter what our age is, of cooking. And I realize that. Okay. I try to keep things very basic. Hence the name SimpliDished. Okay. Simple dishes, simple tips to try to help you. Okay. Everybody has different knowledge. See how I'm getting all the way to that corner? I want to make sure I get that whole thing nice and spread out. Again, I'm using a silicone mat, baking mat. If you do not have that, use your parchment paper. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to mix it up, but you need to obviously be a little bit more careful because you're going to have a parchment paper. Okay. Boom. We're going to add this in for another 10 minutes. Again, I know you want to eat it at this point. Your house is smelling amazing. You want to eat it, but we can't. We need to add it out in for another 10 minutes here, and we're going to throw it in here. Okay? And you guys are being shy with me, but you guys are being a little shy with me. But I think what we're going to do, because we have another 10 minutes, we need to set our timer. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Whoop. I think I'm knocking stuff over. That was my brown sugar. We're going to go and get our big old honkin' coconut oil out of the way. What we're going to go and do next is I think we're going to go and make the smoothie. You guys are going to be shy with me, so we got 10 minutes. We can do it really quick. JT says, how do you usually eat your granola? JT, I personally like it as a snack on its own. Sometimes I'll eat it with my yogurt. I like to eat it with my strawberries and make a fruit bowl. That's super freaking yummy. And I like it with a smoothie bowl, which I think that's what we're going to go and do because you guys are being shy. We got a whole another 10 minutes, so why not? Let's do it. Why not? Impromptu. We got the blender over here. Let me go and grab the ingredients out of the freezer. We're going to make a nice, thick type of smoothie bowl. Are we liking that? JT, let me know, and everybody else who's here, let me know how do you like to eat your granola is really the question, okay? Let me know. We're going to grab the blender real quick. Hopefully it doesn't get too stinking loud for you guys, but we're going to blend this up. Now, one of the ways that I always like to get a nice, creamy, thick type of consistency when it comes to my smoothie bowl is making sure that I have frozen bananas. Now, if you have bananas that are kind of looking pretty ripe, you don't want to make anything like a banana bread, then I encourage you to put those suckers in your freezer. That's going to give you a nice, thick, Instagram, social media worthy type of smoothie bowl. That's how they get them nice and thick, okay, my friends? If you're just joining, we are making vegan granola. I'm deciding to give you a second recipe for absolutely free, no cost to you, my friends. We're going to be doing a smoothie bowl together as well. Let me plug this in. It's actually right underneath you guys. Whoop. So we're going to do that. JT says, I normally like to have my granola just as cereal and sometimes with yogurt. Same. It's super good, you know, either freaking way. Like I said, I personally, since it's getting so hot outside, I like to have it with a smoothie bowl. It's almost 12 o'clock, so I usually try to break my fast during this time, and a smoothie bowl sounds freaking amazing. So again, you're getting 2 recipes. It said vegan granola or granola on here on the thumbnail, but you're going to get another recipe. Because why? I'm feeling generous this Monday, and I'm also pretty hungry. So we're going to get this smoothie bowl in while we wait for that granola. Again, we got it in the oven, 350 degrees. If you're not, and you're just coming into here, you're checking this live stream now, we're going to get into the smoothie bowl that you're getting for free. The description is going to have everything here for you as it relates to the recipe for the granola. Okay, so if you missed that, sorry, you need to make sure that you're hitting that subscribe, because my goal is to reach as many freaking people as I can here on YouTube. I feel like I'm still fairly new to YouTube, but I'm not new to creating recipes and also doing like TV and stuff like that. So YouTube is still new to me, but honestly, this is what I love to do. And I hope that that's coming through to you on the other side of this phone screen. I love this, okay? And I want to try to help more people eat healthy on a budget. I had to run away from you. Don't think that I'm leaving you. I have to get my almond milk and I have to get my ingredients so I can share with you the next recipe, which is going to be that smoothie bowl, okay? I'm thinking some wild blueberries, some strawberries, some banana, and some blackberries. That feels like my vibe for today. Are you guys good with that? I hope so. I hope so. Everything is frozen. Everything is frozen, okay? We're going to throw it all out here. I had to go grab it because I wasn't planning on doing it, but we're going to do it. Why not? Why not? Okay. First thing that we're going to throw in here is going to be some banana. Again, these are already frozen, okay? We're going to throw it in there. You see all that ice, that coldness come off of there? You see it? Woo! Look at that. We're going to throw those in there. We're going to add 2 bananas. The kids could use something too. That had a little corner, so we're going to throw them in there too. Put them in there too. Why not? Why not? Let them join the blender party. We're going to add in some dark cherries. Again, this not knocking the great value, okay? If you got Walmart in your area, whatever you can do. If you need to buy a generic, buy a generic. They're just as good. Promise you. Looks like that was the end of my cherries, my friends. All right. Next is going to be blueberries. Wild blueberries. I absolutely love these wild blueberries. If you have a Walmart in your area, because again, I realize the whole world is watching, okay? Whole world is watching here on YouTube. Absolutely freaking love these wild blueberries from Walmart. This isn't sponsored by Walmart, you would think, but it's not. I got the great value stuff. I love their wild blueberries. They're freaking amazing. Let's throw some of those in there too, okay? Let's throw it in there. Wild blueberries have so many great antioxidants for us to be able to take and enjoy. So get those. If you have access to regular blueberries, they're just as good, but wild blueberries have extra antioxidants. Don't believe me? Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and Google it, okay? Super freaking good for you. We're also using some good, great value whole strawberries, okay? And these suckers are huge. We're gonna add, look how big those are. We're gonna add those in. Throw some of those. Measure with your heart, you know? Measure with your heart. We're gonna go ahead and close those up. I just realized I didn't put in my seeds. Next thing I need to go grab, my friends, out of my pantry is going to be my seeds, which is going to be my chia seeds. If you're not familiar with chia seeds or never had them, I encourage you to get some chia seeds. Honestly, they're so good for you. High in omega-3s as well as fiber. Everybody talks about, in my opinion, about the need of protein, and we also need to have the discussion about good old freaking fiber, because a lot of us are having tummy issues, okay? And we need to make sure we have enough fiber in our diet. That is going to help us as it relates to getting that in to our diet, okay? And helping us, keeping us regular. We need that. So next, my friends, is going to be the good old chia seeds. We're going to add those suckers in. Now I can eyeball it and already know, oh, here's my trick with these, because these get stuck If you have this issue if you've had chia seeds before, I will tell you, one, they don't really taste like a whole lot. So might as well just throw them in there so you get the extra goodness in there. Chia seeds. This is what they look like, my friends, okay? What I like to do, if you ever used them before and they kind of like float to the top, here's our mixture here, and they're floating on you to the bottom and they're getting stuck to your stuff, add it at the end. Maybe it's a simple tip, maybe you already do this, but I used to just dump it in there and then they would like get stuck along the walls of my blender when I made them. And I'm like, geez, I don't need that. Add it with your milk, okay? Say we're just using an almond milk, a vanilla almond milk. If you have cashew milk, I absolutely freaking love cashew milk. In my area, I've been struggling finding full cashew milk. If you want to make your own cashew milk, you can also do that. If you want to make your own almond milk, you can also do that. But today, for time purposes, and what I got is going to be the vanilla almond milk, okay? If you have regular almond milk, you can also do that as well, okay? We're going to go and give this a mix. I'm honestly debating, do I want to add a little bit of peanut butter? Am I in a peanut butter mood? Let's do it. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. Why not, my friends? We're waiting on this granola. Let's go and grab it. Now, if you have a natural PB Fit, you have PB Fit is if you've not heard of it, I'll bring it. I got two different types that I personally use. If you're wanting to get in that extra protein and you're wanting it to be a little bit, a full 8 grams worth of peanut butter, or 8 grams of peanut butter, 8 grams of protein. Woo, it's Monday, y'all. Excuse me. Okay, then you can go ahead and use this. This is a powder that I like to use. As you can see, I do use it. Today, I'm not going to use this one though. I'm going to use just the natural Jiffy peanut butter for today. Is what we're going to use. We're going to use probably 2 spoonsful, because this is quite a big smoothie that I'm making. Usually, if I'm making my own individual one in my NutriBullet, then I will just put in 1 tablespoon, but we're going to put in 2 because this is a lot bigger. I'm going to give this to my daughter and my husband and me. So we're going to put a little bit more peanut butter in there. Okay. Again, if you have a favorite peanut butter, go ahead and add it in there. There's so many different types that are out there. So find what's comfortable for your home. We're going to go ahead and put this on, snap this bad boy in, and let's give this a blend here. Let me make sure. Are we plugged in, Gwen? Yeah, we are. Snap that baby in. One thing that I like about this blender is that I can do everything with it. Everything, literally. Smoothies, you name it, purees. I'll link it down below if you guys are in the market for one, because I did see it on Amazon. It was only like now 80 bucks. I did not spend no 80 bucks for this blender. So let's go ahead and put this on. I personally, it has a smoothie setting, but I like to kind of do it on like a low medium setting. Hopefully this doesn't kill your ears. If you had headphones on, cover your ears, my friends. It's about to get loud. Let's mix it up. All right, now at this point, since it is in a thicker consistency, Alexa, turn off. See, there's our granola, y'all. It has these little side hooks here. What I'm gonna do is give it a little bit of a shake. Since we use that frozen banana and everything is in here, this is a quite powerful one. That was only on high. We're gonna now put it onto the smoothie setting that's actually designated for the NutriBullet, so it can get its whole thing going, and we're gonna grab the granola as we do that. 1 second, my friends. All right. Are you guys ready to see our progress here? I hope so. Yum! It smells so good. So we got both things done. You came in here, thought you were getting one recipe, but you're not. You're gonna get two. In the description, like I said, I'm gonna have the recipe for my base, for my vanilla granola. And then obviously I'll add in here as well the smoothie recipe. Let's get a spoon. Woo! She's looking thick and good. You see that? So good, okay? Nice and thick. See that beautiful color? Let's give it a taste. Am I gonna taste it out of here? Yes, I am. Yeah, we needed that extra squig of peanut butter. Delicious. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna show you the star today, which is this granola. Let's get it. Let's put this over here. Try not to burn my fingers off. We got all the nice crispiness for our granola, okay? You see this? Nice crispy granola. Again, if you wanted to have chunks, totally fine. You can do that. You're gonna want to take your spatula again and give it a mix and kind of get those clusters. You're gonna want to let this, if you want it to be nice and smooth, like how it is usually when you get it at the store, don't mess with it. Let this sucker sit for at least 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to eat it immediately, can you do that? Absolutely. I can't control your fingers. However, I would encourage you to let this sit for a little bit so that way it will be nice and flat for you to go and pack it into your Ziploc bag. I'm gonna sit this back over here because it's hot. And you can enjoy it from there. Let me grab us a bowl. Because I told you you're getting 2 recipes today. Why not? Okay. Now those nuts, like I said, if you decide to do the nuts, let's pour this together. You ready? Here you go. Let me get you nice and close. Ooh, she's looking nice and thick. Okay. I like the nice and thick ones. Okay, we're gonna get that smoothie. Now, one of the things, a tip I will share with you, you may say, like, is this just for decor that you're using these types of bowls? It isn't. If you have issues with your smoothie bowl and it's like freaking melting all the time, one, you may need to add a little bit. Like, I like it this consistency, not too super thick, but a little thick enough for me to like enjoy it just like this, which is good, then so be it. But if you are having issues with it melting, a lot of times if you're using a bowl that's like porcelain, what will happen, my friends, is it will melt on you. So if you're having that issue and you want it to look nice and beautiful for you or last a little bit longer, you either need to add a little bit more frozen ingredients in it, or you need to, and also you need to also look at the bowl that you're using. I'm gonna add a little bit nuts on here because why not? I have a little bit. Let's add it in there. Yeah, why not? I also do have some fresh strawberries that I can top this with. Banana. If you want to add some raisins in here, you can do that. Today I'm just going to add a little bit of my nuts on top. I do have a little thing of water and baking soda mixture that I have in my spinner, so we'll sit for a few seconds my strawberries. If you aren't doing this, please take a moment to do this. You don't need a spinner like I have, but at least get a bowl of water and baking soda to do your strawberries and your fruit. Obviously, strawberries are coming into season right now. If you live here on the West Coast, obviously things I like to personally cook in season. So if you have strawberries in your area, please take a moment. This is what I have in here. It's literally, you'll see, this is from earlier, me doing my strawberries. That's all the gunk that comes out. I know, I hope I didn't make you want to like throw up. I just made you feel like good about what you're eating and then you're like, oh, girl, what is that? That's what happens if you don't soak your freaking waters and you're just using just your regular tap water and not putting baking soda. So I'm putting some strawberries in here so we don't have that issue, okay? Let that sit for at least a few minutes in here. This has a little topper on it that I like to use. And I like to spin this around. You hear that sound? We let that sit there for a few minutes so that way they can kind of marinate and get all that gunk out of there. That's what you see at the bottom of this. So we're gonna let that sit. I'm gonna chop up my strawberries and enjoy this on top of here and put some granola on it. I may sneak some granola just so because you guys are here. So let's get some granola. Why not? I know I told you. You're like, Gwen, didn't you just say that needs to sit for like 10 minutes? Yes, I did. But you're here, so I got to eat with you because it'd be rude. Okay? Let me grab a big chunk so you can kind of see. I took like a little chunky corner. You see how I'm doing this for you? See how I'm doing this with you guys? Because I think it's rude, like, not to eat when I make something with you and you don't get to see me, like, actually eat my food, okay? I'm gonna try to hold this up to you so you can see how this chunks just form. You see that? Look at that granola. Ooh, you saw it. It's okay. It is what it is. We got this chunk of granola. We're gonna throw it into our bowl. But this is what forms. That's why I tell you, use the back of that spatula so that way you can get nice and chunky little areas once it starts to like break. I like these goodies. Here we go. I'm trying not to burn my lips. Now, if you want to dip it, sometimes I'll totally do this. Don't judge me. We do that. And we enjoy it. We got our nuts in there. We got our berries. We got our chia seeds for the fiber. Super good. I'm getting this one that popped out of there. You saw it. I know. And we got a smoothie bowl. We broke our fast, okay? It's literally 12:13. So it counts. But I'm trying to finish chewing. I hope you enjoyed eating with me today. I hope you enjoyed cooking with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you can, take a moment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can see more cooking videos with me. We're going to be doing all other things as well, though. I have a garden behind me. I'm thinking about also going over to our garden, and sharing different tips, different knowledge that I have as relates to gardening. If that's your thing, definitely make sure that you are, again, following me here on YouTube. Having lunch with me is what we're doing today. I'm breaking this fast. The smoothie recipe, I'll be sure to make sure that I add it as well at the bottom of the description, so that way you get the recipe for this and you also get the granola recipe. It's already going to be on there for you to enjoy. This is super freaking good. It is hot. Enjoy something delicious and tasty today. This is what we made today, is our smoothie bowl, our granola. We got some nuts in there. I'm waiting a few more seconds for the strawberries. We're going to throw the strawberries on top of here and we're going to just have a good old freaking time, okay? So good. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. Simple. As you can see, we made it simple. Not a whole lot of time to make it and enjoy. But you're going to have that granola for at least a week or two, if it lasts that long. If it lasts that long, my friends. Because you're going to want to eat it pretty much with everything. Again, options for the strawberries. You can put it with some strawberries, some blueberries, make you a little fruit bowl. Do what I did today. We made us some smoothies. Now, the granola done sunk down in there because I done mixed it in at this point. So if you're just coming in, you're like, didn't this say granola? Yeah, we got granola in there, but it's in my smoothie bowl at this point. Either way, do what you want with your granola. Make it, though, at home. Make it customized to your home. That's the beauty of it. I provided you with the basics as it relates to making your own granola on a budget. Super freaking delicious. And it's a bonus, in my opinion, when your house is smelling freaking amazing too, because it's going to make everybody be like in the house, what were you making today? It literally, this goes all the way to my garage. Every single time I make this, my kids are like, ooh, mom made granola today. Make this with your family. Make sure that if you do make it, tag me at SimpliDished. I love to see it here on social, that you guys are making the recipes and enjoying it in your home as well, okay? Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm definitely going to be doing more live streams. So if you like hanging out with me, which I hope you do, make sure that you hit that subscribe. And y'all, I got to go cut these strawberries so I can enjoy the rest of this with my baby girl and my son and my hubby. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for tuning into this live stream. And it will be on my page. So if you missed the beginning and you're like, hey, I missed the what to do, no worries. I'm going to be saving this live stream so that way you can catch it and do a replay. And if you're catching this on the replay, hey, my friends on the replay, make sure that you are tuning in and have those notifications on so YouTube can notify you when I go live again. I'll see you guys soon. I got to go finish eating. It's hot. Do you see my face glistening? It's time for me to cool down. Okay? See you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for hanging with me.